Hello, everybody. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm Ellen Gormley. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to put my camera on the tripod. Okay, so here's the tangled mess from the secret project that I had been doing. The dog and cats got a hold of my yarn, and you can hear the squawking bird in the background. We are bird sitting. So it is quite a menagerie here at the Gormley household. How are you all this fine Saturday morning? So today I have a challenge for myself. Hi, Carlene, welcome. I have this super massive yarn here. Now, I mean, like this, let me raise the tripod so you can see just how big this sucker is. So it's like it's pretty darn big. It's like not quite the size of maybe a size 4 kid's soccer ball. Hey, Gloria, welcome. So I'm sorry that you're going to hear the bird in the background, but I've got to keep the door open because the pets will come in and out, I'm sure, the whole time we are here. So look at this gorgeous yarn. This is Barocco Macro, and I left the tags downstairs, and they're not paying me for this spot, but they did give me the yarn because I requested it. So this is Barocco Macro. It is wool and acrylic yarn. I do know that, and I know that it is hand wash cold and lay flat to dry. So, but I thought, what? I want to make something really fast. So I have these big, gorgeous balls of yarn. It came not quite in, well, I guess it's a hank, but it wasn't twisted. So if you imagine when you untwist a hank, it's just one huge circle, and then they had folded it in half. So it wasn't twisted like a donut, but it was like came off a spinning wheel where it was round, and then they just like squished it and folded it. So it's not like twisted like a cinnamon donut in the hank form, but still it needed to be balled up so I could use it because it was in a loop. How are you all? What are you doing? I wanted to give you an update. So Carlene had asked me how my super secret project was. So in the community section of the channel, please like and subscribe, by the way, so that you don't miss even the discussions that occur. But in the community section, yeah, no, the bird already knows pretty boy, but I haven't been able to get him to say anything useful. But his owners are on vacation, so I'm going to put a big old slip knot. Carlene had asked me how that my secret project had been going on, and it's good. It's done. Yay! So now I get to play with something else, but that is what had me in super late nights and putting all other things aside for a while. So I put a slip knot on my hook. This is a size P hook. I hope it's a big enough hook, frankly. It's going to be a little tighter probably than I would want, but I don't have a Q. I could have sworn I had a big wooden Q size hook at some point, and I cannot find it anywhere. So it figures that the one time I'm ready to use it, I can't find it. I thought I'd make a corner to corner blanket with this though. So my concept is I just want to make a blanket as fast as possible. And I have 3 balls of each of these. And so I figure, so I have a total of 6. So when I get through like half of the yarn, I'll do corner to corner for half of the yarn, just shy of half of the yarn, and then I'll start decreasing, and then whatever size it is, that's what it is. So not a whole lot of planning, not a whole lot of craziness, but then I don't have to worry about making like figuring out like how many foundation stitches to make. I'll just start from the point and go from there. So to start corner to corner, and I just wanted some instant gratification. That last project was a beast. It was pretty magnificent, if I do say so myself. I think you're going to really love it, but I'm ready for something. Hey, okay, catch me on the replay. So I'm ready for something with some instant gratification. And what's better for instant gratification than really massively fat yarn and a really big, thick hook? So I'm going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at this massive gauge. I love it. So much fun. And in the 1, 2, 3, 4th chain from the hook, I am going to double crochet in the back ridge, back bump, back bar. I almost have to like pull up the camera further away to accommodate for how fat these stitches are going to be. So I'm double crocheting in that 4th stitch, and I'm going to double crochet in each of the next stitches. Now, I think I would like to figure it out so that I am not changing color every row. I really don't want to bother with changing color a lot or having lots of ends. So here's my chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook and in the next 2 chains, and already that is row 1 that is done. So let's see what happens here. I happen to have a smaller ball of the gray because there was a flaw, and so it had to, so let me practice with this smaller piece of gray before I decide what to do. So I'm going to yarn over and pull through with that new color. Gloria, I think I'm just going to make a big old blanket. I just wanted to do corner to corner, something instant gratification. So when I get here to the end of the first row, I'm going to chain 6 and turn 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what I'd like to figure out is how to work 2 colors where I'm not like cutting a lot, because I don't want to weave in ends with this big old yarn. So in the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4th chain from the hook, I am going to double crochet in that one, and then I will double crochet into each of the 2 remaining. And I sort of figured out that Tunisian fail lace pattern, guys, but, and I know Carlene, you worked on it some too, but I don't know. I lost interest. And if I lose interest, then I'm not gonna make my friends crochet the same thing. Like, why even bother to teach you if I lose interest myself? So here, we're gonna go right to the chain 3 turn section of that first row. So we're going whoop, whoop, grab it right there with a slip stitch and chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we are working in that chain 3. This is almost so big. Do you have a hard time seeing it? It's almost so big. Maybe I need to do a corner to corner video, a separate corner to corner video where I'm using regular size yarn. Hi, Dawn. Welcome. So happy Saturday to you all. I am getting my instant gratification project going with this massive yarn in this size P hook. This is a Susan Bates P 11.5 millimeter hook, and I just thought I would go for it. This is Barocco macro yarn, and so they were super nice to let me play with it. I was in the mood to do an arm knitting project recently, and so here I'm going to I guess I don't want to change color yet because the yarn is on the wrong side, and I really am going to try to avoid changing color. So I guess that means I need to do 2 rows of the same color before I change. So I'm going to go ahead and do another row of gray before I switch back to the blue. Yes, it is massive, isn't it? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You always, on your increase, as your project is growing with corner to corner, the trick is to remember to chain 6 when you turn instead of just a plain old chain 3. So chain 6 when you're turning, and now we will work back. So this is the corner, this is where we began, this is the right side of the blanket, and so I did this little section. So we chained 6, and then double crocheted in the 4th stitch, the next stitch, and the next stitch. I changed color here, chained 6, and worked double crochet, double crochet, double crochet, slip stitch, chain 3, and so on. And now I'm ready to do row 2 essentially. So like one, this was essentially row 1, and then the gray was row 2, and now I'm going to do row 3 also in the gray, because then I'll pick up the blue over here to do row 4. And I'm really doing that for my own convenience. It's not really some design thing. So here we go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in the 1, 2, 3, 4, it's almost too big for the camera, isn't it? I'm going to double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. So I'm essentially working another cluster of stitches, another grouping of stitches that's going to cantilever off the side. And that's how we're increasing, because the project is working from the point and working outward. Corner to corner, I think, is a lot of fun. And I really love the fact that you don't have to figure out your foundation row. You can just start from the corner and keep going until you've got the width that you want. And then you start decreasing. So this one is where, after we have done the cantilevered grouping off the side, we're just going to rotate just a little bit, like squeeze it together, because they want to be friends. It's like magnets. Click. And then in the chain 3 turn space here is where we will slip stitch. Did I get my Barocco macro at Webs? I did not. I got my Barocco macro from Barocco. And so I need to look up and put an affiliate link in the description below when I get a chance, of where you can find this yarn for purchase. So, and in that same chain 3 space, I'm going to do 3 double crochets. So I probably need to go back and do a regular video for you guys using worsted weight yarn so you can really see this, because this is almost so big that you can't even see it. So, but it's a lot of fun. And look at this. I already have that many inches done. Isn't that cool? So instant gratification is sometimes the best way to cope with life's ups and downs, isn't it? Let's just do something that I can cross off my to-do list in a hurry to feel better about the world. So click like a magnet, click. It is fun, Dawn. And so I hope, have you guys ever used yarn that's this big before? Goodness. So I have slip stitched, okie dokie, wait for the affiliate link. It looks so warm and soft and squishy. Care instructions are hand wash or gentle wash, cold, and lay flat to dry. It is a wool and acrylic blend. So it's going to need some, you know, and gosh, who knows how long this is going to take to dry. So I'll get the affiliate link for you if I can. But this might be a project that requires a little bit of investment, because I don't know how many yards, I forget, I didn't bring the label, how many yards are in each ball. But I have 6 balls, 3 of each of the colors, and we'll see how it goes. So 1, 2, 3, and add 3 more double crochets here. And now I'm going to, hopefully, if I'm doing this correctly while I'm talking and not really super paying attention, I can pick up the blue and change color with the blue and work back with the blue. So right now I'm placing the 3 double crochets in that chain 3 space. If you're here today on Saturday, please give me a like or a thumbs up or a subscribe. I'd appreciate it. So I'm going to go ahead and carry this blue up the side. So here's my beginning gray. Here's my a nice bedside rug. Yeah. Ooh, it's got some alpaca in it too. 112 yards per Webs. Thanks, Carlene, for looking it up, because I left my label downstairs where I was unhanking the yarn. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the blue up the side and yarn over with the blue, and then begin working the blue. So we'll have floats up the side because I don't want to cut. And so that's why my pattern is being dictated by convenience today. Not necessarily how it would look, but how convenient it is to do 2 rows before picking up another color, because I really just don't want to deal with weaving in a ton of ends. So I'm going to gently pull up that blue, pull it not too tight. So I want adequate gauge so it doesn't crunch it, but gives it a little float there. Pull the gray gently snug and chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I remember demonstrating this on the TV show. It was season 7, and gosh, what else? 7 or 8. 7 or 8. The one that was where Lena and Connie were the guests. 50% wool, 40% acrylic, 10% alpaca. Yes, it is super soft, and that's why the alpaca probably makes it that way. And it is kind of almost like a roving. It's just gently spun. It's really nice and squishy. You can get a little glimpse at what this is like. Really soft, really nice. Yes, this is going to make a super luxurious throw. And I'll just make it as big as I can with the yarn that I have. So as we turned with the six chains, I'm going to double crochet in the 4th chain. You've been watching shows on DVD, have you? 1, 2, 3, 4. Or have you been watching the Knit and Crochet Now show on DVD? I've been watching a lot of Netflix and Hulu and stuff in my spare time. I am, of course, working full-time as well. Okay. And we just need to make sure and get in 4 double crochets. The chain 3 at the beginning counts as the first one. And then 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then, like magnets, click it. The tops of this row connects with the side of this row. They just want to meet up. And then that tells us the hook is going to go into the chain 3 space right there. So it's easy to get a little lost, like, ooh, what do I do? But it's just let it click into place. They want to be friends. Yeah, it does have great stitch definition considering how loosely spun it is. It's just nice and big and bulky, but boy, is this thick too. When you think about like how fat this is, it's really, really thick. So look at the thickness of this fabric as I'm crocheting it. So it's probably every bit of, it's more than 1/4 of an inch. It's probably 1/2 an inch thick. And I'm not even squeezing it, like just the barrier there as I sandwich it. It's probably almost 1/2 an inch thick. Really, really luxurious. So I've clicked it into place like a magnet, and the hook will go in the chain 3 turn of this last grouping. And slip stitch, chain 1, 2, 3 for the first double crochet, and 3 more double crochet in that same spot. So we are working around that whole stitch, not even working in the side of it. Let's just make it quick and easy. Let's not make it hard for ourselves. Just go ahead and get that hook in there in that space. Again, click it into place like a magnet. It's already almost there because it's leaning. You bought one. Oh, you bought the DVDs earlier. Well, I hope that you're getting your use out of the Knit and Crochet Now TV show videos. It'll be curious to see how they continue to work the show through the COVID thing. I don't know if they were in production for the 9th season or not. My affiliation with Annie's has ended a few years ago, so I'm not. I mean, they still have a couple of my videos my personal videos that I sell through them, that I made through them. They still sell them, but it's my time with them is looser and looser all the time as I become more independent. So getting in that 3, 4, 4th double crochet, that beginning chain 3 counted as the first one. But look how fast this is growing. Click into place, let it just match up like it naturally wants to, and in the next, here we go. Look how gorgeous this is going to be. Oh, so excited. And then I'll do another row of blue. So while I continue this, why don't you tell me what you're working on? My super secret project is done. It is complete. I mailed it this week, so I'm super happy about that. I'm very happy that I get to play with some other projects, and that's what happens. It's like when I have a really big project, I do enjoy it. I enjoy it all the way through, but then I'm also like itching to start something new at the same time. So now I'm going to chain 6 and turn. I'm going to stay with the blue another row so that I can come over here and pick up the gray so that I don't have to cut. So When you get to the end of the row, the key is to chain 6 and turn. Oh, like I said, I did get to demonstrate this on the TV show, which was fun. It's always, it really challenged me on the show to learn just everything that I may not have tried before and give it a go. And you totally can do the same thing. It might, give yourself some grace and some time, but you can do it. You absolutely can do it. And now with YouTube, it's even easier. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the 4th chain from the hook. It's easier and easier to learn new things. I love YouTube as a learning platform. I love these online live streams where I can answer your questions. Of course, I can answer your questions even on the regular videos as well. You're making amigurumi prizes for Christmas bingo prizes? Oh, fun. That is cool. I do want to do that giraffe or monkey or something from that amigurumi book I showed you guys the other day. I do want to do that still. Clicking into place. And I am just going to keep right on going with this. What do you guys think? Should I do a separate worsted weight corner to corner video series? Or can you see this? Is it easier to see stitches demonstrated with this super massive big yarn and the big hook rather than the worsted weight and the eye size hook I generally use? Let me know in the comments. If you're watching this on the replay, let me know in the comments if you're not here to put up one as we go. If you're here in live chat too, make sure that you say hello. And there's also the super chat button. I think, Carlene, correct me if I'm wrong. I think if you type in, if you're a channel member and you type in the word Theo or yarn or Hobie, I don't know if you need to put an @ sign before it or a hashtag before it, but sometimes a little emoji of those things will pop up if you're a channel member. It's one of the perks of being a channel member. Also, sometimes I give previews or surprise sneak peeks to the channel members in the community messaging section of the page. Both are easier to figure out, both worsted weight and the super chunky. So the @Theo didn't bring up the little cat. So maybe hashtag Theo? Or I forget, wasn't it Theo, Hobie, yarn? I forget what the other code words were that the channel members can use in live chat. Click it into place with a magnet and then slip stitch into that big chain 3 gap. Oh, there it is. There's Theo. Did you use the @ sign that time? Ah, the hashtag Theo. Okay. And that gave you the option of his little mug. Nice. Well, I hope you guys are having a great Saturday. I am going to see how much I can get done in one day. Hello, 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 Karen. Karen is also a channel member. Did you do hashtag Theo? Did the option of his little picture pop up for you, Karen? No, not the hashtag, but picked the smiley face choices. Oh, I don't think I'm understanding. You picked the smiley face choices? Oh, in your, like at the bottom, and when you're typing in a comment, if you choose an emoji, then, and you type Theo, did his little picture pop up? Maybe that's how it is. So I think Theo, Hobie, yarn. I don't remember what other ones I had picked. I'll have to research that. But those are eligible for channel members. That's something that YouTube does not give to just everybody. And channel members really can be members for as little, very little. You found it. ;_ then, okay, then Hobie, ;_ Wow, that's complicated. Okay, just keep right on going. Now is when I am going to pull up the gray and yarn over and pull through that final stitch with the gray. And chain 6 and turn, because this project is going to continue to grow until I run ;_ Theo, brings up his picture. Thank you, Carlene. I appreciate you investigating that for me. So I'm going to keep going until I get about halfway done with my yarn, and then I'm going to start decreasing. And I might do that on a separate video, but look at this. Boy, these colors are luscious and this yarn is just really luxurious. Thank you to everybody for joining me today. Thanks for coming. Happy Saturday. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for joining me.